Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Northside Plow with Pop One Podcast here with another feature match from our boys over at Panda's Paradise. Today we got two of the homies. We got my boy Brian playing the green Bonney, and my boy Brian playing the purple blue Reiju. Alright, we know both of these guys. They've been here before. The two Bryans, the two best friends, going crazy in the One Piece card game. My boy Brian, the Reiju player, was playing the RP Law, but now that RP Law is confirmed banned before the Bandai Card Fest in Dallas, he's going to go ahead and practice with the Reiju. And my other friend Brian has been going crazy with Bonney. I mean, his progression is just out of this world, and I love it, man. I love that he's continuing with the Bonney grind, and he's very, very good at it. Before we get into it, let's shout out our sponsors, Dueling Guard. Yes, Dueling Guard, your one-stop shop for all your TCG accessories, your deck boxes, playmats, anime art cards, and binders. You guys can check them out at duelingguard.com. Make sure you use code POP1 at checkout for a discount. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and talk about their Ultimate Saiyan collection. 2 awesome deck boxes, a playmat, and 2 anime art cards. You cannot beat this. It's up for pre-order now, and it is so beautiful. I highly recommend you guys go check this out. That green deck box is something serious. It's really nice looking. Alright guys, let's get into the match. Okay. The two Bryans, the two amigos, they go at it every single week, testing and trying to be their best. Like I said, we're going to the Bandai Card Fest in Dallas. We're gonna see what we can do out there. And it's super exciting to see what's going to happen with this new ban list and everything, with the Ennie's Lobby and the Red Purple Law leader being banned. It's going to be very interesting. But my boys are going out there with some pretty cool decks. I'm excited to see what the Bonney Brian does. It's going to be really cool. Like I said, his progression has just been out of this world. Alright, so it looks like Brian got the stage. And then Bonnie's going to play the Searcher. Go ahead and activate that effect. Looking for a Supernova Pirates.
Reiju just takes it home, though. Every dog has a Sometimes you gotta let them have one. That's so funny. That's so funny.
So I'm very interested in this match because I know Reiju can just, you know, splash bodies out of nowhere. And also add a lot of cards to hand, especially with that stage active. He's going to be adding a lot of cards this game and bringing out a lot of bodies. And I don't know if we've had a Reiju match on the feature before. Yeah, we have. So we know all about the Foxy package, all that stuff. There's a few Foxy cards that are played in the deck now. And it's going to be very interesting with this next format.
That's a card. That's a sleeve too. Okay, that's
Yeah, no, they're not that cool.
You cut it out for 6?
Yep.
And turn effect. Yep.
Alright, so he plays the blocker, which at the end of your turn you get an active Dawn. So that's a very good piece in the Bonney deck because with their leader effect they can rest whenever you attack, they can rest their Dawn and freeze one of their opponent's characters or leaders.
This is the ultimate. That's the only reason I started playing.
Yeah, having that card just give you an active Dawn no matter what you do at the end of the turn is really good. Alright, so he's getting the baby Ichiji, which is a big key in the game. It can bring out a big 7k rush. And we all know rush cards. They can hurt. And he looks like he's going to go ahead and do that. Putting the little one down and bringing out the big one. Like I said, he's a 7k and he has rush. He can also reduce the cost, I believe. No, reduce power of a character. I don't know if he can do it with the leader. But he also gets rush, and that's the main part of it. It's very annoying. Now, Bonney, they have a lot of, big bosses. They have the 8-drop Kid, the 7-drop Hody Jones, the 9-drop Zoro, the 10-drop Doflamingo. I mean, they have a lot of very threatening things. And I wonder if they're going to, represent themselves well in this matchup.
7 to Reiju.
So he's going to swing big at Reiju, swinging 7. And the thing about Reiju, they also have a lot of counters in the deck. I mean, a lot. And them countering really doesn't matter a lot of the times because a lot of their characters are coming from the grave with the baby versions. As we saw with the Ichiji, he played the baby version and he was able to send some Dawn back and upgrade it to its bigger version from the grave. So he plays another one of those blockers, and since he has 2 on board, he is getting 2 active Dawn at the end of his turn. Bonney effect in full force. Alright. Alright, Bonney sent it at 8 cards in hand. Reiju looks like at about, was that 6 Dawn? 5 Dawn. Bonney's going to counter out of that attack after using the lead effect to rest the character. And then Reiju's going to swing a nice 7. And another counter out. I think that brings Bonney down to 4 cards in hand. He's going to play the Porsche, which is going to allow him a search for a Foxy Pirates. I think that card's name is Gina, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just a nice 2K counter. Alright, 7K blocker again. Brian takes the life. Alright. 8 Dawn. See what he does with it.
Yeah, I'm at 8, yeah.
A lot of thinking to do, especially with a board like that. Reiju is at about 5 cards in hand. And I see 1 stage, so maybe 4. I know he has 1 2K. Not sure on how many more counter he has though. So Bonney could get rid of a little bit of bodies on board to possibly slow down some swings on the next turn, but these guys are very easy to come back out of grave. So we swung at the Reiju character, knocking her out. So he's swinging 7 at Ichiji. I think he kind of countered too much in that one, if I'm not mistaken. I think he sent 2 2Ks to grave for some reason. I could be mistaken that though. So he plays another one of those guys, and they're going to give him an active Dawn at the end of the turn. So he gets 3 active Dawn at the end of his turn, making sure that his leader is going to get her effect. Alright, got the Reiju.
Cat dog? Yeah. Cat dog.
He's gonna swing 8 to life, and he's gonna go ahead and rest the Porsche and block with his blocker. Yeah, he's going to use that Bonney searcher to go ahead and counter out of that 5K swing. He's going to hard play a Reiju, getting the Reiju effect, and pass his turn. Being a very aggressive deck, you know, going just straight for life. Not really paying mind to the board with the 2 blockers. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. He's still sitting on 4 life. He's going to counter out with a big Reiju. Bonney has 10 donned. He's keeping 9 to the side. Are we going to see a 9-drop Zoro play here? Alright, he counters out of that. Yep, rest 9 for Zoro. And then in turn, activate his blocker effects to give him 2 active Dawn. So Zoro can restand twice, I believe. So he can attack. You can rest a certain amount of Dawn. Restand him, attack again. Rest another amount of Dawn and restand him. And he can get 3 swings off of that. The 9K power, it's a big boy. And he's going for the life, 8 to life. He's gonna go ahead and rest that Porsche. Swing 7 at life. Another swing at life. He's countering out though, saving that last life. Brings out the Porsche. The Porsche can search herself. There's also a chopper they play, so he's gonna get the Porsche. Oh, he has the chopper blocker, which is actually a Foxy Pirate, and he actually gives you a Rusted Dawn. Pretty nice. And the Zoro is still on board. Which I don't think there's a lot of removal on, you know, Reiju's side. I mean, I know there are cards for blue, but I don't think that they play much of the removal event cards that a lot of the blue decks play. Reiju is still at 4 life, and there's a blocker on board. This could be difficult to get through.
Why? Search 3. I remember why I stopped playing Gecko. I remember why now. Wait, did we have an auto player? I remember why I stopped playing Gecko. Because I sucked at it. The first mill was Hina, brand new, and a brook.
5 at the Porsche.
I remember it was Hina. I was like, oh, that's
Porsche dies.
I can never get Gecko.
So he's finally swinging at that life, or getting a swing to go through on life. With the Zoro, and then he activates Zoro effect to bring him back active.
If Alucci was here, it'd be great right now. I know I played 4. play 4. Why the fuck?
All right. Another swing going through. He's going to rest 3 for the Bartolomeo. And drop the Basil Hawkins, which is one of Bonney's best blockers, 7K blocker. And I believe if it's removed from the field in any type of way, it can rest one of your opponent's characters to stay on field. It's kind of nuts. You kind of just almost gotta, KO it naturally. We get a 7 of life. Leader effect on Bonney to rest. He's thinking. He doesn't have a lot in hand, so he'll just rest the leader and block the attack. 5 to life with the Porsche.
He knows I was looking through it still. Yeah, he didn't get.
Just gonna block with the Basil. Being a 7K, he lives. Or he stays, And then he's gonna use the other blocker, the one that's been giving him that active Dawn. Oh, we got a Judge drop. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, Judge basically just summons all the babies from the graveyard. And they all can activate their on-play effect. Send a Dawn back and transform. Whatever they do. They're like Power Rangers, so they're like, it's morphin' time, The Germa 66. Or Germa double 6, I think is what they call it. So yeah, he's just activating those effects. Bringing out the Reiju, bringing out the Ichiji. I forgot what the blue guy's name is, but the blue guy can actually reduce and pop one. Or not reduce, he can just pop one or send one back to hand, but Bonney doesn't have any character with that cost to go back to hand or be popped. So we get a 7 swing on the Basil. That is probably the fastest I've ever seen a Basil Hawkins leave field in my life. Oh, I have so much trouble against that card. Alright, and Judge is pretty big too. He's a swing. With Bonney sitting at 1 life. I mean, he does have, what, technically 4 swings on board right now? But it seems like Reiju has like 6 in hand. So the counters are real. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, is map out these, unless... He could have a Hody Jones to get an extra swing, maybe? Yeah, this is one you got to think about. Because the potential to win, I mean, it could be there. Oh, mind you, that blocker chopper is still chilling. So there is a blocker on board on the Reiju side. So it don't look too good, to be honest. Okay, big at life. Getting rid of that chopper, so there is no more blocker. So it looks like he's going to swing, what is that, 12? He's going to restand. Alright, he took the life. He's going to do 12 of life again. Ooh. That is enough counter to do it. Yeah, those Sanji blockers. What a card, man. 2K counters.
No, I had a fuck ton of shield in my hand.
I know. I forgot you had this on you.
Yeah. If these were queens, I would have lost.
I know.
He said if these were queens, I would have lost. Brian's saying he forgot he plays the Sanjis. Mind you, these dudes test together a lot.
You have to use the rest of your Don to stand against it, right?
Yeah.
That's toughness for Brian, not gonna lie.
If I had the hoodie, I could have gotten it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, maybe not, because you had all this counter. But I would have had.
You would have had an extra attack, which matters. No, if you had the extra
Yeah, the counter definitely. Having all that counter in hand is just, it's one of the reasons Reiju can be a little broken.
Well, you got
All the counter, all the draw power, all the ability to get monsters out of grave. It just does a lot. The ramping Dawn isn't that hard. So, yeah. Bonney decides to scoop.
your hand was full of big dudes. I'm like, it's got
Yeah, he had 10 drop Dofi, 8 drop Kid, another 9 drop Soro,
Dude, Judge?
and 10 drop Kid, 10 drop Doflamingo back into it from his life. That's wild.
No, literally, when we played earlier, I'm like, I only won because I didn't have enough aggression before the Zoro. So I'm just gonna rush this motherfucker.
That's a good play. So you guys see it here. Maybe with Reiju in your Bonney matchup, just rush them down, man. Get them down. I know they play a lot of blockers, but you know, just keep pushing. Wow, that was a good game. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Brian and Brian. Appreciate you guys getting back on the feature, man. I really hope to see you guys again. And if you guys are new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.